Well, hi again, everyone. Bill Sheridan here with the Maryland Association of CPAs. Time now for part 3 of our interview with Zappos culture guide John Wolske. I had a chance to tour the Zappos headquarters in Las Vegas recently with a few MACPA colleagues. And after that tour, we had a chance to sit down with John and talk with him a little bit about the Zappos culture and its customer service. In part 3, John takes a look at what he calls a revolution that's going on in the business world, one that's really focused on service and inspiration. Here's John Wolske.
How about your library and book club? How does that work? I'm intrigued by that. Like, how do you get titles on there? What do you guys do? How does that work?
So a lot of them are books that the books that Tony has read. He's maybe met the authors or spoken with them at events, and he might just say, "Hey guys, we should probably get this book," or they come through for a visit and a tour and things. Or some people might recommend, "Hey guys, I've read this book and I think it would be good." So there's an approval process, but then it's just a library, not in the sense that you check it out and you have to bring it back 30 days later if somebody's chasing you. It's just a library. Grab a book, take it. Before you level off a table with it, we hope that you read it. So it's just a really neat kind of way to make that available. A lot of companies say, "We want you to grow, we want you to learn, ... We want you to do these things. We're going to give you the tools to make sure you can do that."
So do you allow them any time doing work to do any of that, or is that something you can do like on breaks?
The classes and things all happen on your shift.
Okay.
They all happen on the clock. There are classes based on the books, but the books are just there also if you just want to take it and read
And
it.
who runs the classes? Do you have professional trainers, or do you guys like volunteer?
We have our pipeline team, so our training and leadership development team. They design and facilitate all the classes in-house for us.
So how do you guys talk about, like, internally to Zappos, it's delivering that wow experience. But when you look at the book and the website and this notion of starting the movement or a movement, how do you think, like you personally, how do you think about that in relationship to your job? It seems like it's so much bigger. So when you think now about how you would articulate your aspirations for the difference you want to make, what would you say?
There's a revolution going on, and if we can be on the tip of that movement, causing inspiration, why not? I mean, really, because we are Insights, the team that's involved with. I mean, obviously, the whole company and culture is part of it, but Insights is the outward-facing business option. I just look at it as really the word I like to focus on is the inspiration side of it. So we're not trying to make you do what we do, but if we can inspire you to start making change, to start even just small changes, get the ball rolling. And years down the road, your business, your employees, everything will be better for them. Obviously, your customer experience can be increased because people are happy when they're behind the phone, So for me, it's that spark.
Can you describe the revolution? I think I know what you mean, but I'd love to have you put your words to it. What do you mean by the revolution?
Sure. I think people understand that business, as it has been going on, has kind of found the end of its course. Things need to change in the workplace. It's not just the millennials, it's not just the normies, it's society, it's human beings. We need to know that we're part of something that's not just where I come in to get paid. I need to know that I come in to make a difference, whether I'm on the phones, whether I'm buying stuff for merchandising, or here at ZI. My job is to make a difference in the way that I do that. So merchandising makes a difference for the customers by making sure the stuff is in stock. CLT obviously makes a direct influence to the customers, and we've got the chance here with ZI to make a difference to the world. So when you give people that opportunity to know who they work for and with, and they know they're a bigger part of a bigger something, that I think that's the revolution, is making that change, that mindset from here's where I clock in to get my paycheck, here's where I come to be a part of something and make a difference. Oh crap, my boss is here.
Yeah. Get off your ass.
Was that good? You like that? Have a good one, dude.
All right.
Interesting that you would say that, because it's all about mission and purpose and really tying somebody's sort of psyche and engagement in with that. One way that people have been experimenting with doing that is with the results-only workplace, work environment. They call it ROW, where you're not measured on like how many hours you're at the desk. Similar things. You're talking about freedom and those, you're just measured on results. Like how many calls you took, how satisfied was the customer. Have you guys looked at that, or is that part of something?
I mean, obviously some aspects are very similar to what we're doing. A lot of what we do, and we'll use formalized things, for some things, but really we're going to look at what's best for us. And so if ROW is because that sounds more, it's instead of results driven, like metrics like how many calls did you take isn't really a result. That's more of a metric that you have to guard and control. So the result is what did you get finished, not did you answer 45 phone calls, in my opinion.
I'm probably using the wrong.
That's okay, no, yeah.
In that environment, I'm probably using the wrong.
But I think whatever the formalized structure is, it's probably really neat and it'll work for a lot of people. But I don't think it's something that we've looked to adopt, because we look more into what's your suggestion for what we can do. How is this working out with the way that we do it here, instead of looking for the outside things that we can do.
So how is like annual, is there a review system for your folks? Like how's performance reviews done? Like feedback, and how's it done?
So it's 50% performance. Are you doing the job? Obviously it's pretty important, but we go over that on a regular basis. Like every week, here are these tasks that didn't get done. But like I said, it's usually approached more with how can I help you? Where's this area of need that you have?
So that's ongoing.
It's ongoing. So then the big reviews can be performance based. How have you done? But 50% of it is culture. Are you still a fit? Are you still an example of our culture? So we actually have an Excel sheet that you get and your manager gets, and you 1 to 10 everything. Here are these questions, and you 1 to 10 them. Then you sit down with your manager and say you had a 5, or your manager had a 5 for you in growth and learning, and you had a 7. There's definitely a difference there. So why don't we discuss that? So why did you have a 7? Well, I've read a bunch of books from the library. Maybe your manager didn't know that. You've read them on your own time. You can agree to a 6 or a 7 for that because your manager just didn't know. Then the Excel sheet has calculations in it that then tally up what core values you're really displaying and what values you can work on. And really your goal for the next year or 6 months is a goal for core values. My core value is number 10 that I need to work on. Be humble. It's really hard to do this awesome. It really was number 10.
How seriously do you guys integrate some of the stuff from the Science of Happiness in the back of the book, like the strength-based approach, or the comment you made about finding, that the work you're doing is meaningful, links very much to the research coming out of positive psychology and the 4 domains, meaning and purpose being one of those, and positive emotion, relationship with others, and achievement, which clearly is evident on every floor. So kind of how much is that articulated or actually embraced within the organization?
We don't really, we don't use happiness language. Like we don't look at, hey, with your happiness, we just use Zappos language because we're really good at finding out what you would be good at, because that will put you in that place. And it's what we've been doing. It's not focused on the happiness aspect. It's just pretty much all that stuff has already been in place.
Yeah.
So we're just going to keep doing it.
Good. Yeah. I mean,
We just don't use that language that because of the science of happiness, this is why we're doing it. It's just what's been working. We know if we put you in the right spot, there's benefits for you and us. So even before the book or the studies came out, we've been doing it. So let's just keep doing it.